So we just ran into an issue where a client's company is not authorized to do business in a given state, and that's fine. I'm not really too worried about that. The question really that we need to ask is what constitutes doing business in that state. And so I've come up against this challenge before in Oklahoma, where a Florida company, actually an INC, not even an LLC, that was just doing a wholesale deal, just coming in, going under contract, and leaving. And actually, it was a double close. So they were closing on the property for about an hour, and then not. And so the title company was insisting that they needed to register as a foreign entity, and that's where an out-of-state LLC registers in this other state that it's going to do business. Which is true. If you're doing business, you have to register as a foreign entity or start a new LLC in that state. So it depends on your corporate structure and how big you are and how you want to approach that and all sorts of other stuff. And I can't give any advice to that. It's absolutely situation specific. But sometimes it's cheaper to start a new LLC because foreign entity registration costs are higher. But then you have to maintain two LLCs. Anyway, the question is what constitutes doing business in that state? And so you have to go Google and search that and find out what it is. And if being involved in a transient transaction, especially if it's not even a transaction where you hold property. Sometimes holding property alone does not count as doing business, but renting a property would be. So holding a property for an hour wouldn't require it. And that was what it was in Oklahoma. So I sent like 3 or 4 articles, little snippets with references to the title company and said, hey, I'm going to respectfully contend with your assertion here that my client does not need to register in the state of Oklahoma. This is the first transaction they've done in the state of Oklahoma, and it's a transient thing. They're in and they're out, and it's really not. They're not transacting business as defined by the state of Oklahoma in this article and that article. So can we just roll forward, please? And so they accepted that. They accepted my efforts and research, and otherwise we also would have had to delay closing and wait for all the paperwork to come back. So what a pain. That's what I got for you. So look it up per state to find out what constitutes doing business. And now some states are considering wholesaling as doing business. So you may have a bit of a research topic on your hands, and some states it's easier to find than others. But it probably took me 25 minutes of research to really have multiple solid references indicating that in general, doing business does not include simply holding property or effectively wholesaling something for a transient transaction, or specifically in the state of Oklahoma in that case, that it did not constitute it.